it's MK and I am here with another layout for Baby Got Scraps, and today I am going to be working with all of these photos. Now, not all of these photos end up on the layout, but I did bring in the entire series just in case I wanted to fill the whole page with just photos. But in my cleaning of the scrap box, I found this cute little set that was from the March's monthly box. I also have these tickets here that I think are from October, or they also, I don't remember, you guys. I used yellow in May, and I used yellow in, I want to say November as well. So I can't really remember which monthly box those came from. I apologize. I also have some Cricut cut ferns and fronds. And then I have a lot of branding strips. So one is from 49 and Market, the yellow one, and the black one is from Paper Rose. From Kaiser Craft, I have this cool little blue print. I absolutely love this print, and it is from the workshop collection, and it's paper handsome. In case you guys are curious, it's got cut aparts on the other side. From Cocoa Vanilla, I have this gorgeous floral piece right here. And then also from Cocoa Vanilla, but it's two separate lines. I have this one as well. So I think one was from the Sunshine collection, and then the other one was from Bohemian Dream, but I don't remember if the Sunshine collection is actually correct. Another Paper Rose branding strip, and then this right here is also from Paper Rose. I cut out a piece, and now I've got a giant piece left over, as well as a 2-inch strip-ish. And then from Cocoa Vanilla as well, I have this one here from Boys Rule called Straight and Narrow. And so there's the stripes on one side, but I'm going to use it for the green. And then I pulled out one 12 by 12 for my base page. I also went to my Tim Holtz sticker books, and I pulled out a bunch of phrases and then tried to make a subtitle like this. Over on the side that says they don't make them like this anymore. So I'm going to use the green piece to mat all of my photos, and I am going to trim them down. I don't really need to see a whole lot of the restaurant. So I'm going to trim them down so I could get all of my photos photo matted. But like I said, I don't know if all of them are going to end up on this particular layout. I think maybe I might do like a mini, like a 6x8 or an 8x8 of my daughter just being a typical teen and thinking that she's tired all the time. So who knows? So what I planned on doing now that my photo mats are matted and that green piece of paper is out of the way, I'm going to split up my Paper Rose almost like blueprint paper, and then put this strip of floral right in the gap, but it's not wide enough, so I have to create something like another border around it. So I'm going to take my two branding strips, the black one and the yellow one, and create a really cool border on both sides of my floral. But first I'm going to take this floral piece and fussy cut out the flowers, which I think I did on all the other flowers as well for this piece of paper, so why not for one more set? So I'm going to take both of the branding strips, split them in half, and then that way I have a border for both sides. Normally I would have just probably done one, but I think that I think the way that my design is coming in my head, that I'm actually going to like how this ends up for my design. I think it'll work having a really cool border going down. In my brain, I am thinking of having two columns for my photos. One with the flowers being the column, and the other one with the flowers being like the totem poles, like the top and the bottom of the totem. So I don't really know. Like I said, it's just a thought that's in my brain at this very moment, but it hasn't really formed into a complete sentence, if that makes any sense. So right now I am just building what I know I want on the page, and then I'll go from there once I figure out where there is. So finishing this off, I am going to go ahead and put all of these pieces down because I know that this is what I'm looking for and this is what I want. So I am going to glue my blueprint paper down. These are just typical photos of me and my family going to a restaurant. We frequent a restaurant. It's called a bar and a grill. They've got a bar area that's separate from the dining area, and we go there quite often. We usually just go because we're thirsty, and then my kids get something to eat. But yeah, we used to be there so much that all the waiters and waitresses got there, and then unfortunately the owners passed away, and now it's got new people, new waiters and waitresses, and just new everything. And it's a different experience, and they definitely had to pick themselves back up. So we stopped going there for quite a while because it just wasn't worth it. The service was not as great as it used to be. It wasn't welcoming like the family bar it boasts that it was. And so, yeah, it definitely had to pick itself up, which I get. I understand. The daughter actually inherited the restaurant, and I don't know if that's what she wanted. And so she kind of let it go downhill until her and her husband made up that decision. I don't know. I wasn't there. So I just know that there for a while we stopped going. I do know that they did everything they could to be open during COVID, and I mean, to the point where they were only taking 6 people in the lobby and the bar was completely closed. So it was awesome to be able to keep this restaurant going during COVID, and being one of the few that, of the 6 that got into the lobby and whatnot. And I mean, it's interesting, and it's also sad to, see the restaurant go downhill like that. But like I said, it's picking itself back up. This is some of our most recent photos going there in 2023. And so we're slowly enjoying going back, and the employees seem a lot happier. And yeah, it's, like I said, it's a transition, from here to there and everywhere. So every time we go there, we just feel so super comfortable, being ourselves and having a good time, playing around at the table, waiting for our food and all that stuff. This was a spot in my daughter's life where, she's becoming a teenager and whatnot. And so she's very antisocial, very, I only came for the free food type of deal. I really don't want to interact with you people. So my husband was trying to make her laugh, make her be a part, instead of just put her head down and act like, she's just really not wanting to be there. And, part of the conversation before all of this was, well, if that's how you felt, then why'd you even come? I mean, that's ridiculous. So after this, she kept her head up and she was fine, but she just was playing her little game. And yeah, so her dad went into goof mode and, tried to cheer her all up. My boys never went through this phase, to be honest. I'm so glad. But yeah, my boys are just always game for, anything that mom and dad want to go do. You want to stop in the middle of doing laundry and go for a drive in the middle of absolutely nowhere? Let's go. I got my shoes on first. I get front seat, So that's how my boys always are. But it's been rough with my first daughter was never like this, ever. But then again, she was also, very independent. She was 7 years older than my oldest boy here. And, she just learned to be by herself and do things on her own and whatnot. And so it's just different watching the 2 girls grow up. It really is. It's hard. It's hard for me to, I don't understand what's going on, type of stuff. And, because I try my hardest not to compare her to her sister. But it's just it's different. I'm just going to say that it's different. And she absolutely loves when Cora does come over, and I can see the similarities in the two. I absolutely can, and it's so much fun watching the two of them together. It really is. But yeah, it just this day, I had to document because hubby was trying everything to keep her involved and get her to be the silly goose that it's his sidekick, right? And he just doesn't understand what's going on with her and whatnot. And in his brain, she's, still his little sidekick buddy, that's 2 years old. So, so yeah, that's just some crazy little photos that we were taking trying to, entertain our little one. And then, of course, our boys are just, we don't know you people, typical boys. And to be honest, the table that we most always get behind me and my husband and my daughter is a TV right above our heads. And so the boys sit on that side, and they're just perfectly fine watching whatever weird sport is on that day. And then, of course, when there's hockey on, my husband and I, try to pick spots where we can watch the game too, because we like hockey. So anyways, so I'm getting my columns all set up and where I want them, where I like them, all that good stuff. I finally reduced it down to just the 3 photos. Like I said, I figured I will do a separate layout with my daughter being grouchy and pretending like she's tired and doesn't want anything to do with us. I will do a separate layout on that one because right now I just want to document that this is pretty typical of our family outings. In all honesty, it really is. We have fun no matter where we go. And it's a joy. It really is. We always get compliments. Well, not now because they look like young adults, but back when they were kids, we always got compliments about how it's a joy to have our kids come in because they just aren't, screaming and shouting and bouncing off the walls and standing on chairs, and they're just not all over the place. So here I'm trying to figure out how I get my, so this little set, let me start there, is a sprinkler and then a faucet. And for the life of me, I don't know why I didn't flip the faucet so that way I could have the faucet on one side of the layout and the sprinkler on the other side. I don't know. The faucet and the sprinkler are both going in the same direction. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Why did I do that? What was I thinking there? And in all honesty, I messed up on the faucet because the hose is supposed to come out of the faucet, not into the faucet. And I put the hose in the faucet and in the sprinkler. So we're really not going to get any water no matter what we do. Which actually matches the layout and all the cute little sayings that I have. But I didn't really catch it until I started editing the video. And it's like, oh yeah, the hose doesn't go there. I should have had the hose come out of the faucet and into the sprinkler. I mean, come on. And the reason, really, we're not outdoors. We're not drinking water. We're not doing anything. But the title for this page is Grow Your Own Way, because seriously, it's if you have to act like everybody else, then you're not yourself, in all honesty. And so we just, it's just, we go for it. We really do. And so I thought adding these little fern fronds and little bits and pieces would be absolutely perfect. And then, of course, the tickets, because we're at a restaurant, there's always receipts and things. So I thought that was really fitting for the layout as well. But I do really like the addition of adding these white ferns into the layout because of what it says. And then, of course, the subtitle saying they don't make them like they used to. I really like that. And then I picked out a whole bunch of crazy little sayings that are in, I think the Chit Chat or the Snarky. I can't remember which Tim Holtz book is really, these all came from, because I have all 4 of them sitting next door to me. Ever since I cleaned out my scrap box, I refuse to put them back in my scrap box. and I hope that I can get some use out of them. So far, I've been doing pretty good at using them up, but I do want to leave them out so that way I add a whole bunch of tiny word stickers, and then I just don't plan on buying tiny word stickers like ever, because they're just not my thing. I clearly don't remember to use them. And then I also have a Prima book that is full of tiny word stickers. So yeah, I just really need to get on the ball with that, and maybe they'll become my thing after I use them all up. But I don't know if tiny word stickers is so famous anymore, to where there's a whole bunch being sold. So I've got I've got a bunch of sayings. The one down by my boys is why limit happy to just an hour. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's a decent question. And then the one under my husband's photo, it says that you're crazy is showing. You might want to tuck that back in. And then it's just a bunch of fun little sayings, you guys. I do have close-ups of some of the sayings. They just made me laugh. And in all honesty, this is a typical outing with my family. Usually my daughter and my youngest son are playing football, the paper football, across the table, and seeing how far we can flick it before anybody notices in the restaurant. Yes, we're that family. But we're very quiet about the football. So I decided to tuck my subtitle up along the border up at the top. I just thought that it was absolutely perfect, and it leads down into the photo cluster down below. So I really did like that just hanging out off to the side right there. It matches the layout. It goes with, all the craziness going on. And like I said, the faucet and the sprinkler has absolutely nothing to do with the photos. But if you read all of the little captions and whatnot, it does kind of go with what I'm trying to portray. Like, we grow crazy around here. It really is. So, and that was a perfect spacing of the subtitle being just going right into the tickets. I like how it kind of touches the first little ticket, and then it leads your eye down. Not that the first thing you're going to see is my husband, not the rest of the layout. But anyways, the boys love seeing what he does with his beard. Sometimes he braids it. Sometimes he, tries to do what he calls a comb over. It's just a blast, you guys. It really is. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking foam and putting it underneath some of the tickets sticking out, so they keep their fluff. I wrinkled them all up because I didn't want it to be perfect. I didn't want the tickets to just be pristine and in good condition. So I crumpled them all up just to add a little bit more crazy to the layout. And then I love these little splashes here. So I got 2 coming out of my sprinkler and 1 dripping from the faucet. And like I said, my sprinkler's never going to work with the hose attached the way it was. But I still love how this layout turned out. So here's some close-ups. You can see, yeah, that's perfect. That's, in my defense, I was left unsupervised, is totally my husband. Absolutely. So, yeah, anyways, that's is my layout for today. I do appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out what concoction I am doing for Baby Got Scraps. It is fun. Most of these are my most favorite layouts, you guys, because of the creativity that it comes with to put all of these scraps together. It's just so much fun. It really is. So anyways, don't forget to check out all the links down below. There are a lot of people playing along with Baby Got Scraps this month. I have been enjoying it very much, seeing how people are using their scraps. Thank you so much, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.